You ever walk through a park and see something that just stops you cold? That's what happened to me one spring afternoon in Willow Grove Park, right here in this noisy, messy city. There was this little girl, maybe 7, sitting on a faded blue blanket, setting out paper plates like she was expecting royalty, only there was no food, no guests, just her and this quiet, stubborn hope in her eyes. Her name was Lily Carter, and I'm Jack Harper, just a guy in a suit who thought he had the world figured out. I'd made it big, built a tech empire, lived in a penthouse that could fit half this park, but that day, Lily's empty plates hit me harder than any boardroom deal. She looked up, all braids and confidence, and said, "They're already here, mister. Mama's plate, mister. Whisker's plate, he's my cat. Doesn't eat much, and Uncle Joe's. You want to sit?" I laughed, caught off guard, and crouched down. "Who's this seat for?" I asked, pointing to the last plate. "That's mine," she said, scooting over, "but I can share. Mister. Whiskers won't mind." Something about her, this kid who spoke like she'd seen more life than I ever would, made me stay. She told me about her mom, Sarah, who was fighting cancer, too tired to leave their tiny apartment on Elm Street most days. Lily's picnics weren't just pretend. They were her way of keeping her mom close, of holding onto a family that was slipping through her fingers. I saw it in her eyes, not sadness, but this fierce, protective love. I'd been running from my own past, from nights spent in shelters as a kid, but Lily? She was building something out of nothing. So I came back. Next Saturday, I showed up with a real picnic: fried chicken, cornbread, sweet tea, the works. Sarah was there, pale but proud, leaning on a cane. "This ain't charity, is it?" she asked, eyes sharp. "Nah," I said, grinning. "It's just lunch." We ate. We laughed. Lily told stories about Uncle Joe landing on a moon made of marshmallows. It wasn't just food. It was family, stitched together by a kid who believed in empty chairs. Word spread. Neighbors started showing up: Miss Clara, the building manager with a laugh like a foghorn, a teacher from Lily's school, even a quiet guy named Marcus who'd lost everything but his pride. Lily's picnics grew into a weekly thing, a community around a blanket, with paper plates for people who weren't there or who hadn't found the courage to show up yet. She'd write notes on napkins, little messages like, "Dear Mama, the sun smelled like honey today. I saved you the best cornbread. Love, Lily." I kept one in my wallet, right next to my corporate ID, a reminder of what really mattered. But not everyone was thrilled. Enter Victor Crane, a slick developer with a smile like a shark and a plan to turn Elm Street into condos for people who'd never set foot in a park like Willow Grove. He sent a letter to Sarah, typed, no signature, saying, "Stop making noise. Real change doesn't come from paper plates." I found Lily clutching it, her voice small. "Are we in trouble, mister?" "Jack." My blood boiled. "No, kiddo," I said. "We're just getting started." Crane wasn't just after land. He was scared of what Lily's table meant: a community that didn't need his money or his permission to exist. So I fought back quietly. I called in favors, got Sarah's medical bills covered through a foundation, paid their rent without them knowing. I wasn't saving them. I was learning from them. When Lily's 8th birthday rolled around, we threw a party at the community center: no press, just neighbors, music, and a cake Lily swore tasted like stars. Then it exploded. A local reporter caught wind, and suddenly Lily and Sarah were speaking at City Hall. Lily stood at the podium, barely tall enough to reach the mic, and said, "If you make the table big enough, nobody eats alone." The crowd roared. Crane was there, in the back, arms crossed, looking like he'd swallowed a lemon. I caught his eye and smirked. "You can't buy this, Victor," I whispered as I passed him. He didn't say a word, but I saw his jaw twitch. The Empty Chair Project was born, not a charity, but a movement. Tables popped up in Chicago, Atlanta, small towns I'd never heard of. People set out chairs for the lonely, the lost, the ones who'd been forgotten. Crane tried to shut us down, sent another letter, this time with a photo of Lily circled in red. Sarah's hands shook when she showed me, but her voice was steel. "He thinks he can scare us." I hired security, made calls, ensured no one touched that little girl. Months later, I saw Crane at a rooftop gathering. He didn't sit, just stood by the edge, holding one of Lily's napkins. "Your seat's still here," it read. He looked at me, no smirk this time. "I was wrong," he said, voice low. "I spent my life building walls. She's building tables." I didn't gloat. I just nodded. Join us when you're ready. That night, under a sky full of stars, Lily painted a new chair bright yellow, writing Hope on the back. Sarah smiled, healthier now, leading the project with a fire I'd never seen. I sat there, not a CEO, just a guy who'd found a seat at a table that mattered. So, what do you think? Can a kid with a paper plate change a city? Or is Crane right? That real change needs power, not heart? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with someone who needs a seat, and let's keep this table growing.